Spotify versus Apple Music. It's been a big debate with Spotify versus Apple Music over the years, and I am here to end that debate today. Welcome back to another TTR video with your boy Tabizzle Prime. This has been a hyped up debate for years of which music platform / podcast platform is better. Even up to me and my brother, we debate on this a lot. He personally prefer Apple Music. I am not going to give my personal preference until the end of the video. Now, as I said before, me and my bro, we disagree on this a lot. 100% disagree. Apple Music really works if you have an iOS device. As long as you have an Apple device, Apple Music work. If you have an Android, it does not work. No, I'm not giving you any ideas of which one I should choose as yet. I would say listen and watch the entire video for what I'm about to talk about that differentiate both Apple Music and which one has the advantage over the other, because they both have advantage over each other in different areas. I'm gonna jump on one of the advantages of Apple Music. So one of the Apple Music advantages is you have seamless integration in the Apple ecosystem. And you remember earlier I mentioned that if you have an iPhone, an iPod, an iPad, anything at all that relates to an Apple product, it integrates with those products 10 times better than any other device out there. Why? Because it's coming from Apple. No. We're going to jump into an advantage with Spotify. An advantage with Spotify that Apple Music does not have is free tier option. So Spotify offer a free tier where you can literally listen music for free. No, those music that you're listening for free, obviously somebody else is paying for it because you'll get like an ad or two. But the fact of the matter is you do not have to basically pay any money out of pocket to basically listen to music or podcasts on Spotify, which that's an advantage to a lot of people out there. Maybe most people who's watching this video right now, like, come on, who doesn't love the word free? I sure do. Unbiasedly, I sure do. So most people watching this right now kind of, let me know if you guys swing into either as yet, because we're going to get hot. We're going to get hotter and hotter. The debate gonna get even more warmer. You know what I mean? We're just getting started. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, so you don't miss dope comparison videos like this one. Now, another advantage for Apple Music that I do give Apple Music. So if you go to settings and then you want to go down to your apps based on the iOS update that you have, you go to music. Apple does 100% offer better audio quality. So you can get high quality up to AAC 256 megabits per second. I meant to say killer bits per second. Now, if you go to Spotify and then you want to go to settings and then media quality, as you can see, you'll see the type of quality you get. You get very high, low, normal. It doesn't necessarily give you, like, it just says very high. I don't personally like that. It's just like, okay, what's very high? And if you go back on the Apple Music, you have the option for lossless audio, as you can see right here. And what lossless audio is, and I'm gonna read it here for you guys. Lossless files preserve every single detail of the original audio. Turning this on will consume significantly more data. So lossless is basically a type of file that, as I just read to you guys, you get if you want the best quality music you can find anywhere in this world, Apple Music actually has that. And if you have down to an iPhone SE, you have an iPhone 7 and 8 Plus, it does support lossless. You can correct me if I'm wrong, comment down below. I could be wrong, but I just know if you have an Apple device, lossless music is supported in the music app itself, which is 10 times better quality than very high on Spotify. You know what I mean? I don't get why Spotify just say very high or whatever. No. Let me say this real quick. I'm going to go to playback, and you have equalizer on Spotify where you can basically balance out the type of sound you want to hear. You have auto, movie, voice. Based on your listening history or the way your ears is set up, you actually have the option to basically can have an equalizer if you want bass boost, smooth, dynamic, clear, treble. But with all said and done, all of these is still not better than lossless audio. We're not going to be biased right now. And we're not going to be biased at all. Let me put on Dolby Atmos. And funny enough, the Samsung itself does support Dolby. And all you got to do is swipe down, or an Android device, and you just activate Dolby Atmos as well. So both devices support Dolby Atmos. So regardless the music app or music service you're using, you will get Dolby Atmos on both. It just comes down to the quality, as I said before, of the songs or the podcast. And let me say this. I'm going to break down both of these apps into two categories. You have a power listener, you know, like you would have an iPhone, and you will have a power user, and you have just a average consumer. I don't want to say average sound. I want to find a better word. So you have a power user, and you have a day-to-day user. Let's use a day-to-day user. Now, if you're a day-to-day user, will you know the difference between lossless and very high? Hell no. And this is one of the debates I had with my bro that we can't seem to agree on. If you're a day-to-day user where you don't really care too much of the quality of your audio, you just care enough of how the quality sound. Like, for example, let's play Devin the Doctor Pretty Pretty. And let's start with Apple Music. I know at the start of the video, you guys can obviously see a big difference on how each layout look when you're playing music. Now, I know you guys can also start to basically say, okay, But anyways, let's play the Devin Dr. Pretty Pretty on the Spotify and Android. I'm gonna be honest, it does sound better on Apple Music because of what? That lossless file I told you guys about earlier. No, I am a power listener as well. And I'm going to be honest with you. Listening to both of those a while ago, you do not, and I repeat, you do not hear much difference, especially if you're a day-to-day user. You will not. I'm a power listener. I love bass. I love lows, mids. I love all of that. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you decide to use Apple Music or Spotify, or if you want to use both apps because you can have best of the both worlds, you will not hear a difference if you're a day-to-day user. Okay, we're gonna go into number 3. As I can see how I'm doing it back and forth with the Apple Music, because I want to do a fair review for both, so you guys can have your decision by the end of this video. I have my personal take on it, but I'm going to wait until the last part of the video. So you guys have to just watch and listen. So you get exclusive content on Apple Music, often includes exclusive releases, interviews, and artist curated playlists that you won't find anywhere else. So what that basically means is Apple Music have access to more businesses. They have access to more media outlets. They naturally have more access. It makes sense because most music outlets comes from America. Spotify was not made in America, or Spotify is not from America. So Spotify was founded in Stockholm, Sweden. So it makes sense that Apple will have more access, obviously, to music outlet and podcast, or anybody that has anything to do with like music or media. It will integrate better with Apple because Apple is an American company. No, how can you work around that? Does it really break apart which one is better? I personally do not think so. Because remember, think of yourself as a day-to-day user versus an everyday user. No, we're going to go on to an advantage of Spotify. So, cross-platform compatibility. It works smoothly across devices, including smart TVs, gaming consoles, and all mobile and desktop platforms. This is Spotify. This is the third advantage it has. And it does. Why? Because, as I said before, Apple integrate better with Apple products. Spotify is basically can be used on any device that you can find, as long as it can play music, like a Samsung Galaxy, a Google Pixel, a Xiaomi, Apple, whatever devices you have, as long as you can have Spotify on it, it can be easily integrated, and also you can play it on other devices, which is it's a better advantage. Like, let's be clear. Most people does not have an iPhone. No, if you're talking about an American market, yes, maybe 80% of the American market owns an iPhone. No, there's not only Americans in the world or people that live in America. There are close to 8 billion people in this world. And the truth and the fact of the matter is, most people outside of the US does not have an iPhone. And most people uses, obviously, Spotify. Nobody don't give a shit about the rest of music platforms, with respect to the rest of music platforms. But if we're being honest, Spotify and Apple Music are the two main go-to music services platforms that people uses. And one advantage that the Spotify has clearly over the Apple Music is outside access. Everybody else in the world basically uses Spotify. Everybody else in the US or anywhere else in the world, you technically can't, because Apple Music is only for iOS devices. It's only for Apple products. And that's just 100% facts. Nobody can go around that. We're going to go to the fourth advantage of the Apple Music, which is funny to me. It has offline playback. And you can basically download songs and albums for offline listening, which I think you can for real. But this is the problem. If you have Apple Music, right, and you end your subscription with them, that's it. Apple is like, goodbye. You're not paying money with us no more. You get no music. With Spotify, you are able to basically, you have an option you can toggle on to listen music offline. Even if you cancel your Spotify subscription, or say, for example, you're going through a little bit of financial difficulty, you can't necessarily pay for Spotify right now. The fact that you can still listen to some music for free with just a little ads here and there, and you can still have access to the music you previously downloaded. They don't grab it away from you or take it away from you, that like what Apple Music does, because you can't pay them any more money. And listen, the fact of the matter is, people loves value. Now, we're looking at value, and we're going to talk about the value by the end of the video. Which app has the better value? I think you guys have an idea so far of, which app has an value. And I'm not going to be biased. It could be Spotify. It could be Apple Music. Now, one of my personal take that I always come across when it comes onto Spotify, my bro that was debating me told me, and I was like, yo, bro, I'm open to listen if Apple Music really has this. I am willing to basically go over to Apple Music and jump ship and listen to Apple, because I own mostly iOS devices. I own more iPhones and I have one Android, 2 iPhones. Well, 3 iPhones. So I have more iOS devices. I have an iPad, Apple Watch. I'm Apple out. You dig? So I'm willing to literally go over to Apple Music. But this is what I'm talking about, guys. So I go here. As you can notice, I'm playing Devin the Doctor. This is one example. Notice the cover art. Notice the cover art. Which one looks better? Guys, which one looks better to you? This is one of the advantages that Spotify clearly has over Apple. While Apple aesthetically looking very pleasing, very clean, I love the interface of Spotify more, where it just has a looping video playback. So while you're playing your song, I know it does not take a deep hit on your battery life, because it's just a simple loop video, but it's super nice to see that it clearly has over Apple Music. Now, just to not be biased, I am going to search for a particular artist. His name is Nemzz, Nemzzz. And we're going to go to one of his songs that I know for a fact, if you're playing this song, you're supposed to basically see a cover art in the background, basically moving, like the playback, the video playback, the looping video playback I was telling you guys about. So we're going to start at the Apple Music. Let's start with Apple Music first. Why not?
I don't know why you're still talking to these bitches. Trying to act like you're that guy, you're not that guy. And why's your phone still on D&D? I'm tired of this, can you pick up? Like, it's weird, bro.
Didn't get no sleep last night, I'm late.
Apple Music sounds super good, by the way, on the Bose Microlink. Let's go to the Spotify. Oh my gosh. People.
Trying to act like you're that guy, you're not that guy. And why's your phone still on D&D? I'm tired of this, can you pick up? Like, it's weird, bro.
Didn't get no sleep last night, I'm late. But time will tell.
Guys, I think you have an idea of where I'm going with my choice by the end of this video.
But time will tell. Yo, said if you love me, why would you do it? I don't know myself.
No, guys, when you're listening to each song, like me here right now, I know you guys on the camera, you're not necessarily going to hear the exact quality that I'm hearing. The Apple Music does sound better overall. Is it much difference for a day-to-day user? Hell to the no. And I personally rather Spotify for simple reasons like that. Simple reason like this. And even when the song is not playing, you're still able to see your cover art looping video. That's what I call it personally. Your cover art looping video. And that is one disadvantage that the Apple Music has. Another disadvantage for the Apple Music, for me personally, and I'm going to get into the disadvantage of Spotify as well, because they both have disadvantages. Let me jump into Apple Music. Now, say, okay, let's go back to Devin the Doctor. I'm going to play Devin the Doctor. And if you don't know who Devin the Doctor is, that is my brother. Go check him out on all platforms. To me, the dopest artist ever to come out of Jamaica. But let's see, both can basically play music videos, so we never have to get into that. Both apps can play into music videos. And let me give you a quick thing that I love about Spotify as well. Spotify, okay, let's jump to this first. Apple is way cleaner. Let's look at the cleanness of each apps. When you go to both apps, you jump into both apps. Apple, in terms of like which one is cleaner, Apple Music is just cleaner. Why? Because it integrates better with an iPhone. As you can see, it's much cleaner. It shows you the albums, the different releases at a much better, it does look better. Let's turn dark mode on, so both of them can match. And Apple Music does look cleaner. I give Apple Music that. Spotify is kind of like over the place with different shit. Things all over the goddamn place. But one thing Spotify does have over Apple Music is this. Bro, you can literally preview different music and stuff without even going into the app. Apple Music, you can't do that. You have to just go to chill music and then play some bullshit shit that you just don't even want to hear. Anyways, you dig what I'm saying? And not just that, let me jump to this real quick. I'm going to go to Devin the Doctor. And let's say I want to play Caribbean Body.
Yeah, I ain't never been with a body.
Listen to this.
Where you say you never been with a body? Well, I want a Jamaican dolly. But like Tivoli when she flashing, go a hotel ahead in a lobby. You think say the girl them a feel it bad? That mean you don't know Trinidad. Barbados girl really mad. Dominica girl them cross to the flag. Asian girl them bad, god damn it. Saint Vincent girl hot volcanic. Dominican Republic girl them body big. Don't check grab it.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys an example. So if you notice when I go on Caribbean Body right here, my thing is set to, on Spotify, is set to shuffling. It has a thing called Smart Shuffle. that Apple Music, to me personally, my bro that's debating me all over the place saying that Apple has it. No, let's say I'm finished listening to the Devin the Doctor, Caribbean Body. No, say I want to jump to a next song. It's jumping to a Devin the Doctor song. Say I just wanted an integration of different songs, right?
I do this. I mean, with a body. If you are
So, yes, it jumped to another Devin the Doctor, right? But you notice when I hit next again, look what happens. Look what happens.
Suck it, yeah, don't stop, short, back.
You see the difference? You see the difference? You guys, you see the difference? That's what you call smart shuffling. Yes, I love Devin the Doctor, or I love Nems, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, regardless of who you love, Vybz Kartel, Alkaline, regardless of who you love. A matter of fact, we're going to jump onto Alkaline, I'm going to jump onto Vybz Kartel. Regardless of who you love to listening to. You hit smart shuffle right there. Let's go to Vybz Kartel right here on Apple Music. You go to Vybz Kartel right here. It does not have fucking smart shuffle. It just does not. Say you want to play just one song. Let's search for one specific song from Alkaline. I'm going to give you guys another example. Alkaline, Fine Wine. My favorite song from Alka. Fine Wine. You just want to play that one song, right, people? Alkaline, Fine Wine. Baby girl, you're fine like wine. Come and me break your spine. And then I want to play Vybz Kartel. My favorite song with Vybz Kartel is Unstoppable. Unstoppable. No, both of them, these are individual searches, as the guys can see. Individual searches. And this is what I mean by smart shuffle. Say, let's jump on Apple Music. We already know that Apple Music sounds better. Who the fuck cares? A day-to-day user do not care about how an audio sound as long as it sounds good to their ears. Especially if you have an headphone. Who the fuck listen to songs on their phones anyways? You have an headphone or a headphone jack or whatever the case is, or a Bluetooth headphones or some earpods, you're not going to hear that much quality if you're a day-to-day user. And we're going to jump up the rest of the sound advantages, but I had to show you guys for yourself so you guys can see what I'm always talking about when it comes on to these apps. Because it's so funny to me, man. It's so funny. I guess they're going to dislike this video now, right, O'Dane? That's my creative partner, yo. Me and him keep debating. And guys, let me know, comment down below, which app are you guys feeling so far? I want to play Unstoppable.
Yo, my band comes to my father 7 days a week. So hard work, it's easy for me, you see me? Yo.
All right.
Unstoppable.
So say I'm 3 minutes in Apple Music, and all right, then boom. I'm driving. Say I'm on a road trip and I'm like 40 minutes out from my destination. No, Apple Music, why the fuck you do this? Apple Music, why? Look, I want more music. And I'm going to play Unstoppable on this one as well, because I know people might, you should use both the same songs so you can give a better example. You cannot next. It does not have smart stack. I do not like that bullshit. And you guys, remember I mentioned you're on a 40-minute trip earlier. And when it comes on to connectivity, Apple Music is fucking trash. Apple Music is trash when it comes on to connectivity. Unless you have the best, most premium data in the world. And the reality is most people does not have it. Not a lot of people can afford certain stuff. And that's just the truth. I can't afford certain things sometimes. And it makes Spotify have an advantage in that area, because Spotify, you can fucking be in the middle of the desert. And Spotify will work because it has better audio quality in terms of like connectivity wherever you want to go. Okay, remember guys, I haven't made my decision as yet, but I'm just giving you clear advantages and disadvantages of both. Let's jump onto Alkaline Fine Wine, single audio. Look at this.
Too much history, have you make it so hard for leave ya? Big man thing, me not just want you, me need ya. I must say through your pussy so tight. No matter how much we fuss, we fight, to a way I go alright. That's life, me in love with every part of you.
So for example, So you reach, you're on a 40-minute road trip, and obviously you don't even want to touch your phone while driving. So you ain't got no time to go on this and, I want to hear something else. Fuck that. You're literally listening to an Alka or a Vibes Cartel, right? And I'm going to play Unstoppable so you guys can get an idea as well. So Alkaline is finishing up right now. Guess what? Look at this, people. Carby Liam. I'm going to do the Carby Liam right now. Guys, which one you prefer? And you get an animated cover art. Guys, where the bomb clad? Audience, tell me, how do you rather Apple Music? How do you choose Apple Music over this? You cannot do this. And I'm going to play Unstoppable. I'm going to play the same song that I think has an animated cover video as well. Okay? I told him I'm going to end the debate.
Golf. Yo, West Side. Yo, London. Cheetah. We no mismatch. Can I lick up? Brick drop. Honey line. Millie for a big bad. In fact, do we put a face with the chica? Gunman, you know fi fuck around. You top tell me not touch a clown.
No, we're gonna jump onto Vibes Cartel Unstoppable. I'm sure you say I'm not being biased at all. Vibes Cartel Unstoppable.
Yo, my band comes to my father.
You're on a 40-minute trip. You want to hear something else? You want to hear something else, right? You ain't got no time to go. You don't have any time to basically go research and find a different audio again for something you're paying for almost $11-12 fucking dollars every month. Both of them, I think, are around the same, $11 to $12 for both. But I'm just talking about what you're getting in terms of like value. We're talking about value here. We're not talking about the price. The price might be similar, but which one offers better value? And you guys can clearly see which one is giving them more value. Because you're driving, you don't want to touch your phone. You don't want to meet into an accident. You want to get where you want to get to safely. As I can see, Apple Music does look cleaner. But do you care more about aesthetics or do you care more about value? Look at this shit. Come on, bro. 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 Come on, guys. Don't you rather that? I had to go into that whole rant a while ago because I wanted you guys to basically get exactly where I was coming from in terms of value. Because now we're getting into the topic of value. Value is one advantage Spotify has clearly over Apple Music. Even though, yes, you're paying technically similar prices for both at around $11.99, $10.99, around say $12 for both, right? You are getting value more on Spotify than Apple Music, and that's just unbiasedly. I know for a fact 90% of the people watching this video rather what they're seeing on Spotify, simply because you can listen to music for free with a couple ads here and there. You can play music basically any fucking where in the world you want to be, no matter the connection. You have access to your downloaded music even if you stop using the streaming services or you're in a financial difficulty. Spotify still give you access to the music you have already downloaded. Apple Music does not. No, this is probably the most important feature that Spotify has over Apple Music that I think, ironically, a lot of people would prefer over Apple Music. And this feature is called Swipe to Skip. Simple as that. Swipe to skip. Now, okay, if you look at both of these apps' prices, you're looking at somewhere around, as I said before, $11 to $12 monthly. They're very similar in terms of price. You can't go wrong with either in terms of pricing. But what you are getting from Spotify for the price makes Spotify a better value. Comment down below if you disagree. Tell me you don't like this feature right here. So you're playing, it's Christmas time. You know what I mean? You feel a bit very holiday-y. you feel a bit festive for the Christmas time, and you're playing a song, for example, right? You're playing a song. Let me connect the Bluetooth real quick, and you're about to play a sleigh ride, right? Boom. And say you want the next. Swipe to skip.
I love those J-I-N-G.
No, that's what you call swipe to skip. That is a feature, that is a sick feature that Apple Music lack. As you can see right here.
Good testing, man. Yeah, boy.
No, you can next, obviously, you can hit forward on your scroller and the next. But with Spotify, you have swipe to skip. Come on. Which one? And let me just show you something real quick. You not only can basically do what Apple does, right? In using the I'm gonna call this a scroller. In using the scroller or the forward button or the back button, you not only can do that, just like Apple Music. You can, as I showed you before, swipe to skip. So you got options, and that's what most people, when it come on to value, guys, people always look for options, especially nowadays with the economy is super tight and everybody trying to, make some money or trying to do something or trying to get some value out of their money. The people just don't want to spend. What am I spending for? I personally is like this, and just having a feature like this just make me want to spend my money with Spotify more. Come on, look at this. Come on, look at this. How convenient it is that, guys. Very convenient. On the other hand, Apple does not allow you to do it. It's just, there's just some stuff that Apple does I cannot fathom, because it's not as if like it's a gimmick. It's a real convenient feature to have. And that's what I call swipe to skip, and that is a sick killer feature that it clearly wins over the Apple Music. So we're gonna go to the final advantage of Apple Music. Final advantage of Apple Music. So music library. It has a vast catalog, over 100 million songs. So it has way more songs than its competitors, which Apple's biggest competitor is, ironically, Spotify. So no doubt about Apple Music have the most songs in the world. Like, you can literally find the oldest song. I think I can find the first ever song that was uploaded on any music platform or services actually on Apple Music. That's how much catalog it has. No. How much people listening to 100 million songs? I am not. And I listen to a goddamn a lot of songs every single day. So if you're looking into that in terms of that situation, who the fuck cares? Anyways, let's go to Spotify. And the final advantage for Spotify is user features. Users can create, share, and collaborate on playlists and follow friends to see what they're listening to, which Apple Music does not offer that service. I don't too care about that, to be honest, because as I said, this is an unbiased review. I don't care about that. I don't care about making an account and can follow people and stuff. But guess what? Most people does. Most people looking at value. I look at stuff. I look at not how much the item costs, not how much the product costs, not how much the software costs. I'm looking at how much value am I getting. What's the value am I getting for my money? I don't care about the car price. I care about what that car is offering for the price it wants from me. And that's how I look at value. So we're into the topic of value, and we're going to go into a disadvantage that Spotify has. It has a smaller music library. The same thing I was talking about with the Apple Music. It doesn't have much music you can find on Apple Music. No. Are you a power listener? A power listener, that's going to be a big deal for a power listener. But how much power listener do you have versus a day-to-day listener? It's like my father. I cannot convince my father to get any phone that costs more than $250. Now, is he cheap? Hell to the no. My father looks at value. He is looking at what he's getting out of his phone for the price. And he just does not see him spending $450, $500, $600 on a phone for the same shit that he just wants a simple call and text. So it's the same thing goes for these things right here. So if you jump into Apple Music and you're going to Apple Music, you're going to Spotify. I'm going to go back for a boy. Devin the Doctor. Right? I'm going to Devin the Doctor. And look, that's one thing again too. It seems like you just have to fucking keep researching every single thing. You see how quick Spotify was able to put it up. You want to go listen to Devin the Doctor. And you want to play your pretty. Right? But guess what? You want to see something cool. Look at fucking Apple Music.
Sit down on the body, then you bust a wine for me. Me like you say pretty girl a ride for me. Pretty like a dolly, so you dolly and a dilly. Dash it like a lightning, it me like.
See what I'm saying? Guys, comment down below. Let me know which one do you guys prefer. Do you prefer Spotify? Or do you prefer Apple Music? Comment down below. Which one do you guys rather? Based on all of what I've just described, with advantage and disadvantage of both, which one do you rather? Now, we reach this section or the part of the video where I'm going to give you my personal preference. And I bought Apple Music this morning just for the purpose of this review. So it's an investment. So guys, please like and share so I can make back this quick money, so I can make back some more content for you guys. I literally spend on the Apple Music just for this content because I did not have Apple Music on my iPhone 14 Pro. And I'm recording right now on my 16 Pro Max. I do, however, have Spotify on my Android and my iPhone as well. So I do have Spotify on both. And the irony is, look at the irony. Just look at the irony. I can play Spotify on my iOS device, my iPhone, and still get the same cover art video loop that I can get on the Android. Come on. Come on, bro. Tell me, people, how can Apple Music be better than Spotify when you are getting so much value for your money and you're just a day-to-day user? You can listen to minor ads with free music and podcasts. You don't ever have to worry about you losing your access to Spotify and you're losing access of the videos and songs that you already downloaded. You can also watch those for free. Okay, guys? So, my personal preference that I choose for the winner, the drum roll. Come on, man, it's a no-brainer. You guys should have seen that from the start of the video. Spotify. You know what? Just to troll Apple Music, let's play Spotify on iPhone.
Sit down on the body, then you bust a wine for me. Me like you say pretty girl a ride for me. Pretty like a dolly, so you dolly and a dilly. Dash it like a lightning, it me liking it. And you want me come me trouble with a 9 milli. Your pussy good to make me with a 5 for it. Somebody go tell that girl that me want in the pretty, bring it kitty, give me for me dig it. Boom and then you boom and then you boom and then you boom. No bag a man now touch your pum pum. Boom and then you boom and then you boom and then you boom and then you pat it up a one man to your boom boom.
Guys, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate love everybody who came on this video. I know it's a very lengthy video because I had to get into the details of why I think each app has its advantage. And don't get me wrong, Apple Music does have its advantage. Apple Music is a way cleaner looking platform. It gives you way more options for songs, yes. You get better quality audio, but on what criteria? Under what circumstances? Does it give you much value? No, because you have a Spotify that you can use on every single devices. Apple Music, you cannot use it on every single devices, only Apple products. So there you go. Advantage and value goes to Spotify, and my everyday day-to-day music app and choice is Spotify. Now, Odin, you want the Apple Mafia? I love you, bro. That's all I can say. But guess what? You see, with Spotify people, we don't judge. We don't discriminate. We appreciate love people. So, Odin, come. I'm calling you personally through the video. Come over here, bro. You can forward. Yeah. Let's be a part of the Spotify community. The better community for value. Guys, thank you guys for watching. Comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. And I appreciate love it. And comment down below if anything that you guys think I need to improve on when you come on to shooting content for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Bless up. Me Jesus.